November 30th will, of course, be a great fight between Sonny Edwards and Galal Yafai. Now, of course, as they're saying, this is a rivalry that's been brewing for quite some time. They've been rivals in the amateur scene, and of course, countrymen. But besides that, they will be facing each other for some silver, that being the WBC Interim Flyweight World Championship, which of course, whoever claims it will be the assumed mandatory of Kenshiro Teraji. That will be a great fight. But besides that, Galal Yafai is an undefeated knockout artist, 8-0 with 6 wins by way of knockout. He is coming off of 2 straight knockout wins, being only 8 fights. Some of his opponents have some great records. Now, of course, the main ones you could say is Gohan Rodriguez Garcia, which was split decision. Tommy Frank, 15-3. Rocco Santamaro, 22-2, and Austin Gauto, 21-1. Now, of course, the thing is, he is quite inexperienced, obviously, as a professional, only 8 fights. And facing, he's faced some good records, but when you look a little bit more into it, you could kind of make sense, right? They have beaten some alright people, and of course, losing to some not so good people, except a very specific one, that being Rocco. Before losing to Galal Yafai, he lost to Ricardo Sandoval, who is the now, do believe, not interim, but he is high ranking in the WBC. So of course he has beaten some people that have some good losses, but that's about it, right? Not to mention when he beat Rocco, he beat him much more convincingly than Sandoval did. So that is, of course, an upside, obviously. Can't go wrong with that. But, of course, the former IBF Flyweight World Champion, Sonny Edwards, 21-1, 4 wins by way of knockout, and 1 loss by way of knockout. Of course, he is not known for his knockout power. Of course, the last time he got a knockout was back in 2019, so quite a bit of time. But he is coming off of a good win, being against the former IBF light flyweight world champion, Adrian Curiel. Now, of course, Curiel, before that, was coming off of a knockout loss to Natshingan. Before that, he beat Natshingan via knockout, so a good win. Of course, before that, he lost 9th round corner stoppage against the WBO flyweight world champion, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, in their unification fight. A great fight. Sonny Edwards was doing really well, landing his shots. Unfortunately, his lack of power, finally costed him the fight. Not saying that Bam Rodriguez wasn't doing great. It's just, if Edwards had power, let's just say it would have been a completely different outcome. But besides that, before that, he has faced the undefeated Andres Campos in a somewhat entertaining fight. Not really, because of course he is known for his output in combos, but it's just he doesn't have a lot of power. So a lot of time it's just him moving around the ring and poking at him. So not the greatest showman, but what are you gonna do with 4 knockouts? But besides that, the essential way it's gonna go is people believe 2 things. Either it's gonna be a Sonny Edwards masterclass, 11 rounds to 1, or Galal Yafai will catch Sonny Edwards on the chin and knock him out. No. Yafai is not knocking out Sonny Edwards. He is one durable dude. He lasted a whole 9 rounds with Jesse Rodriguez, and that's Bam Rodriguez. He is arguably one of the best fighters out right now, pound for pound, definitely. And he's only getting better, right? Or at least he's showing his true arsenal. And Sonny Edwards was doing really great in that fight, but of course, the lack of power didn't really give Bam Rodriguez something to really, fear, right? Especially because Bam Rodriguez is a great fighter, so it's not like he was deficient in that, right? But Galal Yafai has faced some good opponents, obviously, but the sheer amount of experience and opponents, it's kind of hard to see how Sonny Edwards loses. Now, of course, the way it goes is a lot of time it goes like that. The dude with less than 10 fights fights the super experienced veteran, and you say, there's no chance that this guy loses, right? He's the guy with the most experience, the better opponents. How could he lose? And then the obviously dude with less than 10 fights finds a way to beat the other guy. Usually, it wasn't even close, right? But the difference is Sonny Edwards, He is 3 years younger than Yafai. That's right. So it's not even like he's the younger guy. Not only he's older with less experience and not as good as his opponents. The only way I can see Yafai winning is if they just straight up rob Sonny Edwards, because obviously he's going to go decision, right? Yafai has some power, but he hasn't fought the level of opposition of someone like Sonny Edwards to really hurt Edwards, right? But Edwards, of course, does not have any power, so it's like safe to assume he's going to win by decision, right? But it's just that he doesn't have enough experience, nor as good as opponents. Not to mention the other times I was talking about, the other guy had a decent record, right? The decent record. The veteran had a decent record, lost to a good opponent. But at the end of the day, they were never seen as high ranking, right? They were never a champion. They were never assuming close to being a champion. But the difference is Edwards is a champion. He's a former champion. He has defended it numerous times against good people, and he has the skill and he has the style that frustrates opponents, the style where you can't touch him. He touches you all the time. He has no power, but you still somehow can't, weather his shots, right? Even the tiniest shots, put you off balance and all that stuff. It's a horrible style to face if you don't got the experience and you don't got, the mental capacity, I guess, to not let it get to you. Unfortunately, it's going to get to Yafai. It's just like that. I'm trying to find a way Yafai can win. Obviously, if he lands a good shot and Edwards goes in with a dumb game plan, like go in with your hands down or something, then Yafai can pull it off. But no, this guy is still young. This man isn't old. He's 28. He's only lost to literally the best in the division and the best in the super flyweight division. You could even say if he moves up to bantamweight, he's the best in bantamweight. That's who he lost to. And it was a competitive fight to some degree. And it's just like, bruh. But then again, I guess it's just a sink or swim type fight, because Yafai is literally 31. If he doesn't get his career going, he's never gonna go anyways. He's not gonna go anywhere. He's just going to be a 32-year-old man with 9 fights or 8, under 10 fights, who supposedly was supposed to be this next great thing. So, it's obviously Yafai's been on a little older, right? It's not like older people haven't done good. I mean, literally look at Maestre, the guy who fought Stanionis. That was old, and he had a great career. But at the same time, you don't see a lot of them around, right? But besides that, yeah, I got Sonny Edwards, an absolute masterclass. It will be somewhat not fun fight. Look, I like Sonny Edwards. He's a good fighter. He seems funny on Twitter and all that stuff. But like his fights, not, if I were to miss it, I wouldn't really be too bummed out, right? But besides that, hope you enjoy this video. Who do you guys have? Do you think I'm underestimating Yafai? Do you think I'm overestimating Showtime Sonny Edwards? But besides that, put your opinions down below and I'll catch you in the next one.